Okay, so today we're diving into something you probably don't think about too much, illegal activity, and it's happening right here in Joburg,
Yeah, sandalwood.
Sandalwood.
The sandalwood trade.
Exactly. And we're going to kind of upend your ideas of what tree poaching actually is.
Yeah, so our sources are showing that there's organized crime that's infiltrated South Africa's nature reserves, and it all comes down to sandalwood being incredibly valuable.
And when we say valuable, we mean valuable like rivals precious metals,
Hmm.
valuable.
Yeah.
A kilogram of sandalwood oil can go for like 8,000 rand in Hong Kong,
Wow.
sometimes more than gold.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
And a single mature tree can be worth 120,000 rand. So it's pretty clear why these trees are targets.
Yeah, I mean the financial incentive is huge for these criminal syndicates.
Yeah. I mean, when I was going through the source material, one of the things that just stuck with me was one of the descriptions was 200 ancient sandalwoods being slaughtered in one night. The sound of chainsaws echoing through the reserve, it really makes the volume and the brutality of this trade tangible.
It does.
Yeah.
So to understand this demand, we have to kind of look at what sandalwood is used for.
Okay.
So the oil from its heartwood is highly prized.
Yeah, and we know it's used in perfume, right? That
Right.
kind of like deep woody scent.
Yeah, a lot of luxury perfumes use that as a base.
But it's not just fragrance, is it?
It's not just fragrance.
Huh?
Sandalwood oil actually has a long history in traditional medicines and is particularly valued for its therapeutic properties in Asia.
So it's like a double demand almost.
Yeah, this is part of what's driving these really high prices.
So how do you uncover something like this? I mean, it's not exactly, you don't just walk down the street and see this happening.
But one of the things they do is undercover investigations.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So people like going undercover.
Yeah, so one of the sources detailed an investigator posing as a buyer to actually infiltrate these syndicates.
Oh, wow. That's risky.
Yeah, it's risky, but it's really crucial to understanding how these operations work.
So these operations, they must be pretty involved, right? It's not just, cut down a tree and hope for the best.
No,
Yeah.
it's not that simple. They have all sorts of elaborate schemes to move this timber around.
Really?
Yeah.
What surprised you the most about like the methods they use?
I think the most surprising thing is that they disguise shipments as something ordinary, like furniture would, to try to evade detection.
Oh, so it's like under the radar. Like
Yeah.
nobody would even think twice.
Exactly.
And then all the paperwork must be completely fabricated.
Oh, yeah, they have fake documentation everywhere to make it look like a legitimate business.
Yeah.
And our sources actually pinpoint these storage yards near Tambo Airport as a key hub in this illegal supply chain.
Oh, wow. So they're using like existing infrastructure to move this stuff.
Exactly.
And we actually have some insights from some ranger body cam footage.
Yeah, this stuff is amazing.
Yeah, it really highlights how dangerous this actually is. What stood out to you from that footage?
Well, a few things stood out. One is the speed at which these poachers work. They use this technique called quick strip bark removal, where they just get the bark off as quickly as possible to get to the heartwood.
So they don't care about the tree at all.
No, it's just about profit.
Ah.
It's about getting the valuable part of the tree and moving on. And of course, that kills the tree.
It's not very sustainable.
Not at all.
And what else did you see in the footage?
Another thing that was really surprising was they actually caught some of these poachers attempting to bribe security guards.
Wow.
Yeah, it just shows the level of corruption that's involved in all of this.
So it's like a systemic problem almost.
Yeah. And then the other really disturbing thing was they discovered weapons caches in poacher camps.
Oh, wow. So these are not just like, casual criminals.
No, these are organized and they're dangerous groups.
So for people listening, people buying sandalwood, what can they do to make sure that they're buying legally sourced sandalwood? Is there anything that they can look for?
Yeah, there are a few things that you can look for. Legitimate sandalwood should have CITES certification paper.
Okay, CITES.
Yeah, it's an international agreement that regulates trade in endangered species. So it's basically verifying the legal origin of that sandalwood.
Oh, okay.
And then you can also look for laser-etched serial numbers directly on the wood.
Oh, wow. So they actually like track each piece of wood.
Yeah, that allows for tracking. And then there are also sustainable harvest marks, which just indicate that that piece of wood was felled responsibly.
So it's kind of like, giving the buyer some assurance that it's coming from a good place.
Yeah, exactly. It's about creating some transparency in this market.
So for you listening, what's the main thing that you should take away from this deep dive into this sandalwood trade?
I think the main thing is that the financial incentive is just so huge. that it's really devastating South Africa's natural heritage.
And it really makes you think, doesn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
we're all using these products, perfume or things like that. And it's easy to forget where those ingredients come from and the impact that that demand has on the environment. I mean, are we inadvertently fueling these destructive crimes by buying, luxury goods? It's a question worth thinking about, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
It's a complex issue.
It is.
And it's something that has far-reaching consequences.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.